Okay, so we're joined here by Joe and Ziggy from Joe and the ShitBoys. The what
Yeah.
I learned is Faroe Islands' only punk rock band.
Kind of, yeah.
Like no to punk band, but there is another one that plays gigs every once in a while. But that's the band that we grew up listening to.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So you're following in their footsteps.
yeah,
Well, yeah, kind of.
something like that.
So how have things been for you since you've been locked away with the virus and everything?
Well, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
We had all these plans for touring and stuff, and it all just fell through. And like just today, the government announced that they're canceling all festivals and stuff till September 1st.
And you were down to,
like
And keep in mind, we haven't. We actually got corona free about a month ago. We haven't
Right.
had an active case at all,
okay.
and they still today announced that there are going to be no summer festivals,
Being very cautious.
Yes.
Too
except
cautious.
except for the Christian camps.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're-
we had summer camp, Christian summer camp.
They're allowed.
Yeah. They're allowed.
If you want to come over for some fun activities.
That's it. But like you say there, even with the Christian summer camps and that, I suppose not that Ireland isn't. Ireland has traditionally been very conservative country as well, with the church's influence. And the Faroe Islands as well is kind of a conservative country in some ways. So how does your music go down there?
Yeah, well, like I think it's very provocative, but we do have a semi-large following. Like, I think a lot of people agree with what we're saying, but in the Faroe Islands, you don't really talk about things. You don't upset the status quo.
Right. And I suppose punk music is all about that in some ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now, the political coalition is made of the conservatives, the
Yeah.
right wing party,
Yeah.
and the Christian party.
Right.
So there's a lot of punk material.
Yeah,
there.
which is good, I suppose, in another way. A lot to write about. So,
Yeah.
I was looking at a lot of your songs, listening to a lot of your songs the last couple of weeks, and I came across you did a quarantine special.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it for Dork magazine, and
Yeah.
it's an amazing video, if I have to
Yeah,
say so myself.
Yeah, we're going to put a link to it up in the bound of this, because it is, people are missing live music because there's no live music anywhere. So it's great to see a live show, and it kind of gives people a feel of what you're like live on stage with all that energy, and you just go from song to song to song to song, and it just kind of blasts through them all. So
Yeah.
And then we have
It was
sketches.
amazing. Shout outs to Akira, the cameraman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He jumps around a lot, and he wore a gas mask through the whole thing. So
That's hot, I imagine.
he could barely breathe.
Yeah, there's so much smoke. It was awful. So hot.
I suppose
that was really lucky for us. We were like everyone else in the middle of lockdown.
Yeah.
And there's a local venue here called the Pearl. We were lucky enough to just talk to them. It was nothing was happening there anyways, so we got in there for free. We could record there for free and stuff. And the cameraman and the sound guy and the lights guy are all just close friends. So we got this stupid production value out of zero budget.
Fucking Like out of all the acts, it was the shit punkers that had the most production value.
That's what it is. So
We still wouldn't know about it.
I listened to your songs, and one of them that kind of stood out for me, and I know probably for a lot of people, is your Randy Savage song, your Macho Man Randy Savage. There's an awful lot being said in a song that's about 1.5 minutes long.
Like
a lot of topics.
Yeah, it's mostly about like those toxic males that have this very narrow-minded idea of what it means to be a man, and they kind of like jerk each other off by doing those transphobic jokes, and like I identify as an attack chopper. Like, wow, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they're drinking really fast because they're definitely not gay and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but there is that comes true, and you've like a lot of pro-vegan songs, pro-feminist songs. So, and even in that Randy Savage song, they're kind of touched on little bits in the lyrics. So it's like when you come to writing a song, I mean, to get as much, it's a fun song, it's energetic, and people can jump around and dance to it. But at the same time, you get a lot of a message into 1.5 minutes. And when you're writing songs, your songs all come across that way. Is that something when you start to write it, do you think, how much can we pack into this minute? Or
so like kind of, but not really. Like we sit down and we write, practice, and record a song in 1 hour each.
Wow.
Also, that's not like a it doesn't have to be that way. It just happens to always be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll book a day in studio, and that one was we did 2 days. Each day was about 5 hours, and when those 2 stints were up, we recorded 10 songs.
Wow.
Like on average, we had done we had written, rehearsed, and recorded a song an hour. Not because we just set one slot of 1 hour each song, but I'm sure some songs took longer, but some.
That's the average out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the themes you write about, we don't really set out to like cram as much stuff as we can. It just happened to be that way, and like it kind of sucks now because like if it would have been more specific, I would have far more subjects to write about. But like went over so much stuff, and like now if I were to write a song about one specific thing, people will be like, oh, but you already touched upon that in Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like that's a song people definitely have to listen to. And the first time they mightn't quite get everything, but once they start to see the little, you have a lyric video up for it as well. And people can read the lyrics as they're going along, and that kind of helps them.
But can we talk about the lyric video for a second? We're really proud of that because there's a local guy here who got kind of big on just locally big on Instagram.
Yeah.
He was this 13-year-old boy doing makeup tutorials and makeup looks and stuff like that.
Right.
You don't do that in violence. Like that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy in the video, so that's doing Joe's
He's
makeup.
the guy putting on the makeup. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's cool.
I guess he was 14 when he did that for us, but that takes a lot here to do that. What he's done. It's really actually brave.
Yeah. So do you see that in the kind of the younger generation coming up, that it's kind of moving away a little bit from the conservative views there?
Like it'll probably always like be a little less conservative than the generation before.
Yeah.
Like each generation kind of evolves, and and but I don't really think that this guy is the standard teenager,
Yeah.
the standard. But like the way I see my little brother, like how he talks about people and stuff, that's way different than what I do, what I did, like my friends. It seems like his crew is a lot more open-minded and stuff. And this makeup artist, Faroese makeup artist, he's also named Free, like me.
Yeah.
He
which,
has
by the way,
a lot of
free actually translates to pretty or good looking.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good name for makeup artist, man.
Yeah.
If he wants to set up a shop or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Actually, that would be a great brand.
So you guys playing live? I know Enemy did a big kind of review on you, your live gig. One of them, which was an amazing write-up that they gave you. Is playing live something that you just love doing?
Yeah, definitely. That's my favorite part of all of this. It's just playing live and knowing that you're getting inside people's heads and they're all vibing to you and you're vibing with them. It's like you can't really explain it, but when everybody's in a room and everybody's feeling like sort of the same thing and it's a very positive feeling, there's nothing like it, I think.
Yeah, and like I was saying to you, Joe, earlier about kind of the famous punk scene we had in Ireland in Belfast in the 70s and 80s, where there was a lot of violence going on in Belfast at the time. But at these punk shows, you used to get young people and kids who were Catholic and Protestant and of no religion at all would all come together and dance and sing along together at these punk shows. And do you find that as well with your shows, that you get kind of a real mix of an audience that you wouldn't see anywhere else?
Definitely.
Yeah. One of the I'll just preface. We've all played in different other bands before we started this one, and the first thing we noticed with this band was that there were a lot more women turning up to the shows. That was like probably our first sort of inkling of we might have actually reached something more interesting and worthwhile.
There's kind of a more of an audience for it, and more like you're speaking to more people in a way.
Yeah, and it's just a good sign when your shows aren't a fucking sausage party.
And I suppose it is definitely a good sign when you start getting a nice diverse audience coming to watch you and that, and you must be doing something right.
Yeah, and, that was the thought.
And I know you had a lot of gigs cancelled. You had the UK tour planned, which has been moved now, I think.
Yeah, it's moved. But there were a lot of like bigger European festivals that we were supposed to play at, but they never got announced because they were canceled. So like people know that, but they don't know just how much it sucks.
Massively, I'd imagine. Yeah, because I think just even watching you in the quarantine video and reading about kind of people who have seen you live and that, I think when people do see you live, they're going to be like drawn into you and the energy you have, and you know what you're talking about. So I think you're right there, where if you can get out there more at these big festivals, that your following is just going to shoot up across Europe and across the world. So hopefully we get to see you in Ireland sometime.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You want to play everywhere, like here in the Faroe Islands. There isn't a lot of places left for us to go. Like we feel like we've reached our ceiling, like quite a while back. So that's the only next step we have. Is just going out into the world and playing gigs.
And when that does kick off again, like I said, if you were to like for you to describe the shows for people who want to come along to watch you play when the gigs are up and running again, how would you describe your shows?
They're fun. They're
they're definitely fun.
Super chaotic.
And maybe like they're funny. Also.
Yeah. Love humor.
You just have such a good time together on stage.
Yeah. I can't always keep my poker face, but
that's okay.
I think that's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
They're also not that they're not that planned either.
Yeah.
We write out a set list, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, you
have to write out a set list.
You're not playing classical music in a concert hall. It's it's supposed to be fun when you're at a rock gig. You're supposed to have fun.
Yeah. I kind of wish we didn't use a set list, but we play about 30 songs every show. It's a bit much.
It's a lot of songs.
It's a lot of songs, and in about 30 minutes. So
you just flow through all the hits straight away.
And a lot of the times I'm just like roasting the audience, but they love it. It's a good.
Because it's good humor, I suppose. It's they know that. It's good.
Yeah.
So the UK tour has moved to October, and do you have any plans to release new music between now and then, or?
Oh shit! We probably should know the date for the next single. Was it June 11th?
Today is
12th. Whatever is a Friday of those two, I think.
Okay.
11th or 12th.
11th or 12th of June, whatever the Friday is.
Yeah. The next single's coming out there.
Yeah, we'll pop it up right here with some graphic. Right date.
The album will definitely be out before October.
And are all the songs are done for the album, or?
Yeah. We might have recorded a bit more than one album.
But if you're knocking out a song every hour, it's easy to do that.
Right, and if we play 30 songs a show, we might have recorded 3 albums worth of music. So
we might have. Who knows?
So, guys, we might leave it there. I want to thank you so much for coming and having a